And we are live from the MIHL Showcase as the wrist shot weakened on the way. Aaron knocked it to the corner. That was Keeson Grenier, who shot the puck, fled toward the front of the net. Memphis Stillwell couldn't get a stick on it for the Griffins, a co-op team, the M-1 Unified Griffins. From the M1 corridor, also known as Woodward Avenue in Detroit. If you missed the pregame, we are off and running. We found a good internet connection as well. That's sometimes a struggle at some new rinks, but we've got it all situated for you. This is Cougar Puck Radio as Price, the leading scorer for the Griffins. Sped a pass up the middle, Stillwell deflected it. It hops over to the far wing. Jack Thornton tapped it to the Cougars line. Dozema pulls it away from traffic. Dozema back on the ice, looking spry as he dumps and chases. Heminger on the puck. Fed it backward over to Dozema and Heminger again, but turned over, and the Griffins bunt it to center ice. Lead feed eluded the reach of Heminger. No icing, ruled to have been deflected at center, I believe. Thornton bunted it around the boards and tossed out of the zone by Price, who goes off for a line change for the Griffins. Speeding out of his own end, it's Moore. Parker Moore run off the puck. In the near corner, Jacob Gainier turned it over for the Griffins. Henry Kwiatkowski lofted it off the wall. Henry's missed just one game in his senior season. Whiffed on the shoot-in, but Heminger follows on and fires, and it's off the blocker of Todd Butler and over to the corner. The goaltending matchup, Butler versus Aaron. Aaron's got an .895 save percentage after stopping 14 of 16 yesterday morning, and he makes the save on the long shot by Gainier, who has 13 points to lead all Griffins defensemen, icing the call against Catholic Central. 13:23 to go in the first period. 3 shots on net for the Griffins, 1 for Catholic Central. Happy to have you along from the Kennedy Recreation Center. And I'm very happy to be here at the Feldman rink, where we've got a legit press box set up. No offense to a lot of places that I call games from, but this is the life here. Could get used to this. As Price intercepts the puck at center, swerves it over to the far wing, driven wide of the goal by Aiden Diefsky. Boy, he's got a cannon on him. Played behind the net. Casey Ten Harmsel retrieves for Catholic Central with some help on the far boards by Cohen Potter, the sophomore. Nubbed it behind the net. Braden Bates emerges. Angle pass, looking for Kappinga, away from his reach. Price takes it back for the M1 Griffins, who are 15-7 on the year. First place in the OAA Red Division. That's the Oakland Activities Association. Lob through center. Here's Cooper Moss, maybe with a chance. Rolls on goal. Backhand chance for Cohen Potter, and he's stopped by Butler, who got a blocker on it appeared. That was awkward because the puck was rolling, number one, and number two, it was almost a 2-on-0 as both Moss and Potter got behind the defense, and Potter ended up taking charge. It's almost like I got it, you got it, who's got it type of a situation. You don't want to defer too much. Steiner whacks it off the far wall for the Griffins. Taken back by Henry Kwiatkowski, lobbed off the window far side, and Brendan Myers drives it deep. Myers, the senior, out here with McLean and also Brody Potter. Brody Potter, a senior, McLean, the sophomore. A lot of sophomores on this Cougars team. The puck is shot into the Griffins bench by M1 Unified, and so the face-off will come up in Griffins territory. Catholic Central trying to break out of this offensive slump, as they have not gotten past 3 goals in their last 4 games, all of them losses. They've been playing pretty solid team defense, just the attack has dried up in recent weeks. Dozema playing it inside his own line. Lead feed by Moore was intercepted and driven into the attacking zone by Luke Schwanke, who has 4 goals from the blue line for the Griffins. The Griffins are a +10 team in goal differential this year, 74 goals scored and 64 allowed, and the puck ends up in the Cougars bench this time. Catholic Central yesterday allowed just 16 shots in that 2-0 loss to Capital City. Clean face-off win, too clean for the Griffins to keep in the attacking zone, so Butler gets a touch to it behind his net, wings it around the wall. On the near side, chipped up and out by Schwanke, or pardon that, Stillwell. Memphis Stillwell. Gotta love that name. It's got the sound of a country music artist, doesn't it? Turned over. Heminger whips it toward the net that hit the outside of the goal frame. Cade Heminger, 4 goals on the season, his first in Cougar Blue. Kwiatkowski stripped at center. Terrian driving it away. He's right on goal. He shoots. Good save by Aaron to keep it 0-0 with 11 minutes to go in the first period. The shot went blocker's side, and Aaron was equal to the task, icing against Catholic Central. First grade A chance for the Griffins, and Aaron stonewalls it. Just 5 games remaining in the regular season for Catholic Central. They're guaranteed 3 this upcoming week in the OK tournament. It's not exactly double elimination, but it's a case where you can get on the loser's side of the bracket, I suppose, and still play 2 more games. Catholic Central looking like they're going to be playing East Kentwood out of the Fisher Division on Wednesday at Griff's Georgetown. We'll have that game for you on our airwaves, so to speak. Bates back to take it. Braden Bates saucers a pass up through the middle, too far for Cooper Moss. Price takes it back for the Griffins. Price over to Grenier and lifted off the glass by Carter out to center ice. The Griffins coached by Alex Gregorich. And of course, your Cougars managed by the 15th year bench boss Mike Slobodnik with a record of 235, 140, and 22 in his career. 95 games over 500 at Catholic Central. Price interrupts an attempted shoot-in, but he can't make anything happen. McLean to it, his backhand up the far boards, but Treo Sayer closed off any space, so Price is on the attack. Working against Moore. Price, wrap around once and twice on the far side post, and he's stopped by Aaron. Price emerged, thought about a sneak attack, and now the puck does bounce over to him on the near side. Price sent it toward the middle, intercepted by Isaac Kapinga, the strong skating forward. Snaps a pass far side just to get the puck out of his own end and relieve the pressure. Nearly turned over by the Griffins behind the net as McLean was on the forward check. Myers hacks it back into the attacking end. 9:16 to go in the first period, as you can see there on your screen. Always nice when we can get the clock in view. Not always the case. Myers tried to chop at it. It was a bouncing puck, and it's in the possession of Ethan Zepke. Hooks a pass, deflected through to center by Aiden Diefsky. Whacked forward by Brody Potter. Into the possession of Price, though. Good skating toward the middle. Deeks to his backhand. Feeds it off for a shot by Steiner. Off the body of Aaron. Hops to the end boards. Whipped around the glass, and out it goes. Courtesy of Braden Bates, icing the call with 8:36 to go in the first. Cooper Moss continues to lead this Cougars team with 14 goals, 20 total points. He had 1 goal all of last year. Talk about a junior year breakout. Moss scored as part of that outburst for Catholic Central last Friday when they scored 3 in a row to start the game against Saginaw Heritage. It's good to see the Cougars pump a few in, but they couldn't get any more as the Hawks came back to win that one 4-3. It might end up being their final home game of the year. Officially, it will be their final home game of the regular season. But they could still play at Southside in the tournament. They just might not be the home team, if that makes any sense to you. They might have to play on the green rink as opposed to the blue rink. Bates pops it free and slicing through center ice, but he's dispossessed by Stillwell, who broke it up. Over to Terrian, back to Stillwell over the line. His return pass, Terrian couldn't corral it. Bates will, and he shoves it through, and it rolls in the direction of Todd Butler, the Griffins goalie, but he allows Jack Thornton to take it back, the defenseman. Short pass up to Carter. Carter to Stillwell, deflects it forward. The puck's rolling quite a bit in this first period. We just had the ice resurfaced. Sometimes the puck just isn't frozen quite well enough. It's Kapinga sliding into the attacking end. Good skating, but he lost control as he ran into a picket fence there. Schwanke poke checked him. Henry Kwiatkowski with his head up. churning his legs. He's got some space, rips the shot far side, and he just missed by a couple of inches. Kapinga shooting, and it never got through. Butler thought he might have had it in his equipment, but it was blocked in front. Kapinga takes it back. Forced it over to Cooper Moss, cut in, shooting, and it's blocked. Over to Kwiatkowski. Faked D to D. He'll shoot vertically in behind the net. Cohen Potter run off on a check by Schwanke. Moss and Cohen Potter team up. The puck comes loose to big brother Brody. He bangs it in deep. Cohen Potter. He's got Brody in front. Cohen played the bank. Off to Kwiatkowski. Shot it. It was blocked in front. Came loose to Cohen Potter, and he scored, and it's going to count. Brody Potter was in front, screening the goaltender, causing all kinds of havoc, and Cohen Potter buries it for his first varsity goal, and it's 1-0 Catholic Central in their Beano shelter here. 6:25 to go in the first, and wasn't that awesome to see Brody Potter on the ice when little brother Cohen scores his first goal for the Cougars. There was a big tie-up at the front. I hesitated at first because I thought the referee might think about waving it off. There was all sorts of traffic in the crease, but it does not spoil the first goal for Cohen Potter, who had to have eyes as big as dinner plates there as he closed in. The goaltender seemingly didn't know where the puck was. He couldn't even see it, and Potter banged it home. So Catholic Central gets that first goal. After yesterday's game, a 2-0 loss, that's a relief. Myers inadvertently flipped it off the rink. So some good stuff to build on early on for Catholic Central, as they've been fairly effective with offensive zone possession time. They haven't spent a ton of time in their own end either, so they've had a good amount of the puck. And they lead at 1-0 on their fourth shot on goal. And like I said, Butler didn't have a chance. He was back in his net, and he never saw the shot get released by Cohen Potter. So the Griffins now playing from behind. Dayevsky couldn't get there on the forward check. Bates takes it right back. Sharp pass up the far wing to Carlander. Lead feed looking for Heminger. Deflected away from him. Price takes it back and lofted it. Dayevsky unable to take it. Kwiatkowski jams it over the goal from the near side point. Banked in deep by Parker Moore. Moore getting more and more ice time. Moss interrupts it, shoots it. Save by Butler. Loose puck in front of the net. Butler swept it away, but Kapinga eventually commands it for Catholic Central. Good step off the wall explosively, but he couldn't get all the way to the net. Kwiatkowski holds the clearance at the point. Shot it. He scored! Maybe Moss got a piece, but it went in short side, and it's 2-0 Catholic Central. Kwiatkowski let it go. And a similar theme to the first goal. The Cougars had traffic in front of Butler, and whether it's Moss or Kwiatkowski, that's just promising stuff in the first period today against the M-1 Griffins. .5:01 to go in the first, and it's 2-0. We'll wait for the announcement. The way Moss celebrated, it might be his. Well, they're going to give it to Kwiatkowski. If it is his, it's his fourth of the year, seventh of his career. He's a fourth-year varsity player. From my view, I thought it went straight in. I don't think that that Moss deflected it. And if it is for Kwiatkowski, it's unassisted because he intercepted that clearing pass and shot it basically all in one motion. Cohen Potter poking it by Schwanke. Not too far, though. Kapinga follows on, and a shot from distance patted away by Butler. Loose in the attacking end. Moss deflecting it toward the goal, taken by Thornton, pivoting with that Mohawk turn, and then he lifts it up the near boards. Too far for anyone to reach. Icing against the Griffins. 4:23 left in the first. So far, so good for Catholic Central. Going for win number 10 on the year. The puck bunted back to Casey Ten Harmsel. Centers, turning McLean, save made by Butler. McLean also looking for his first goal with the Cougars. McLean calling on Casey Ten Harmsel. All in the lineup. Parker Moore as well. All players who, if they score, it would be their first. It wouldn't be this guy's first. Braden Bates, 11 career goals. Bates tried to center. It banked off the outside of the goal from behind the net. Finessed by Terrian to the far wing. And Lampman skates out to center, but lost command. Price put it in the skates of McLean. Doubling back. Price hits Terrian. And back to Price. Price almost plays like a defensive midfielder in soccer. He is deep a lot in his own end, even though he's listed as a forward. Almost positionless hockey for him. He's clearly the Griffins' most creative and most dynamic player. It's interesting to see how he creates possessions for the Griffins. A deflected shot by Carlander, hops wide of the goal. And tossed off the boards by Carter. Back into the possession of Kwiatkowski. Heminger to it, centered it, off the body of Butler. Banked toward the near side by Carlander. Off the boards, Kwiatkowski shooting, and he just missed on the short side. That time it was a full slapper from Kwiatkowski. We don't see a lot of full slap shots in hockey these days. Always raises your eyebrow when we do see it. Lampman takes it away in the corner. Lampman centered. Carlander broke it up. Good defensive work. Parker Moore feeding it against the grain, near corner. Kwiatkowski off the boards, not out. Jack Reynolds will clear. And Schwanke takes it back for the Griffins. 2:22 left in the first period. The Cougars lead 2-0 on goals by Cohen Potter, his first, and Henry Kwiatkowski. Parker Moore pitchforks it into the attacking end. Moss after it. He's been like a dog on a bone in this first period. Kappinga, can he keep it in? Not quite, as he gets run into by Schwanke, but Heminger joins the party. Forced by Kappinga out to center ice. The Cougars have to tag up. Ten Harmsel slaloming in to the corner and looks out in front. Shot it off his back foot. Hit the outside of the net. Near side Kappinga controls, guides it to Ten Harmsel. Slides it down low to Cooper Moss. 90 seconds to go in the period. Moss with Gainier on his backside. Moss centers. Kappinga shooting. Padded out by Butler. Cohen Potter retrieves. Another productive offensive zone shift for Catholic Central. Cohen Potter twists away from pressure. Cooper Moss has some room. Shot it. And a save. Butler. Rebound chipped wide of the goal just barely. And Kappinga tried to jam it in, so did Ten Harmsel. How did that not go in? 3 or 4 great looks, and Butler and the Griffins somehow kept it out with 1:03 to go in the first period. Frantic action down to our right and cleared by the Griffins. They'll get a line change. They're huffing and puffing as they get off the ice. Catholic Central dictating the play in the first. Braden Bates to his forehand side with 45 seconds to go in the period. Yanked it back away from Steiner. Myers sent it north, but Thornton takes it back and tries to settle things down for the Griffins. They're having a hard time right now against the Catholic Central forecheck. Brody Potter at center. Knocked it down with his glove onto his stick, but back the other way goes Zach Steiner. Sharp angle shot, sticked away by Aaron to the near side boards, and Dejevsky, he's pinned to the wall with 15 seconds to go in the period. McLean yanked it free. Brody Potter sent it down the ice. No icing. Myers first on it for Catholic Central. 6 seconds to go in the period as he is pinned by Price. Escaping Zepke. And that's going to do it for period number 1 here at the Feldman Arena. Catholic Central gets 2 quick ones about a minute and a half apart in the middle portion of that period. Cohen Potter and Henry Kwiatkowski back after a short break on Cougar Puck Radio. Keep it right here. Oh no, they're going off. Never mind. Yeah, turn it off. Actually got my periods confused. They're going to go ahead and resurface the ice. So it'll be a standard intermission here. Short break between the second and third periods. My fault. So, okay, you can step away. Feel free to go get a refreshment here on this Saturday morning, 10 o'clock a.m. in Greater Detroit. Catholic Central leads it 2-0 over the M-1 Unified Griffins. Stay with us on Cougar Puck Radio. 2-0 Catholic Central. Great start for the Cougars at the MIHL Showcase. Their second of 2 games down here as they fell 2-0 yesterday morning to Capital City, a team they don't see very much. Same deal here, a foreign foe, if you will, in the M-1 Unified Griffins, who are 15-7 on the year. They're first in their division, but Catholic Central has jumped all over them so far through 17 minutes of play. I'm Matt Gajtka. This is Cougar Puck Radio. Bring you to the broadcast location. Oh, there we go. As we get set for the second period. As we look at the Cougars now attacking the goal down to our left. Quick interlude there. I'll see you between the second and third if we can do some more FaceTime here from the Feldman Arena at the Kennedy Recreation Center. Dozema driving the puck in, using his legs well. Get an appreciation for the speed of the game from this close to the ice. Just saw Craig Peterson of PD's Picks. He's the one I was waving to there. You might have seen on camera. As Moore shoots off the outside of the goal frame. It deflects over to the near side, and Carlander hacks at it, but couldn't keep it alive. Zepke follows on for the Griffins. Zepke shot. Aaron made the pad save as Zepke tried a little pass-off pads maneuver, I think, there. He had someone driving down the far wing. I believe that was Jacob Carter, but didn't end up working as Aaron deflected it away from pressure. 16 minutes to go in the second period. Kwiatkowski, one of the goal scorers today for Catholic Central, hammers it up ahead, goes off for the line change. Kapinga to the loose puck. Cohen Potter, and he's gotten his goal-scoring account open this morning. Potter chipping and getting to it in the corner. He's got fresh players coming off the bench. He hits one of them, Ten Harmsel, cutting inside. Ten Harmsel scores! Casey Ten Harmsel from right between the circles, rifles it in off the left post. And Ten Harmsel has his first Catholic Central goal. You can't tell him nothing. It's 3-0 Cougars, 15:29 to go in the second. Just that kind of day, a day for firsts. Ted Harmsel, the defenseman. Didn't look like a defenseman. Offensive instincts off the charts as he took that puck and realized, hey, I've got an opening here. And Cohen Potter gets the primary assist. So a 2-point morning. That's hard to say. Weird to say from a broadcasting perspective. I never say morning. It's always afternoon or evening. But Potter, call him an early riser. 4 points on the year coming in. He's got 2 today. Bates guides it near side in his own end. So the Griffins down 3-0. They're going to have to turn up their pace because Catholic Central has just been quicker to seemingly every loose puck in this first period. The Griffins won 3-1 against Bay Reps on Thursday, so they took yesterday off. Whereas for the Cougars, this is a legit road trip. For the Griffins, they can just drive themselves here. It's more of a local game. So we're in the downriver region of Greater Detroit. Head up, Kwiatkowski, stripped from behind by Carter briefly, but then Kwiatkowski still punched it in deep. From the far wing, Brody Potter. Brody over-skated it behind the net. Charlie Price takes it back. The captain of the Griffins. Almost looking like a Penn State look with those helmets. Kwiatkowski cradles and fires. Blocked by Lampman, but right back to Brody Potter, who sent it toward the net, but it deflected behind. From the near corner, Thornton. Myers stepping to, battered down by Carter. 14 minutes to go in the second period. Cohen Potter, Kwiatkowski, and Ten Harmsel, your goal scorers. 2 goals from defensemen for Catholic Central. That's something we haven't seen too much of this year as well. Kwiatkowski, the only full-time D, in fact, to even have a goal this year. Braden Bates has 6, but almost certain most, if not all of those, came as a forward. I have to look back at that, if I'm even able to do so. Kwiatkowski, great pass over to Bates, playing D today. His wrister was deflected high in the air and pulled out of the atmosphere by Ethan Zepke, but he can't escape much beyond the blue line. Price doubles back, coming from that deep sitting position again. Charlie Price, fan on the shot from between the circles. Stillwell followed on, couldn't get it there. Now Cooper Moss driving it ahead, and he couldn't make a move toward the net as he was fended off by Schwanke. But Moss back to the puck, bunts it back to the blue line. Bates' shot, stick save by Butler to the far side and scooped up by Charlie Price. Price's headman delivery onto Stillwell. The flip behind the net. On it first, Steiner centering for Stillwell. And off a body, and here comes Moss again. Moss to the goal, backhand, and a save by Butler. Butler got run into by Moss, but play continues back the other way. Cooper Moss, a partial break. Price shoots off the mask of Jacob Aaron, and it hops loose to the near side and in behind the net. Good chances both ways for Catholic Central and the M-1 Unified Griffins. Terrian, top of the circle, wristed, blocked by the kneeling Ten Harmsel. Price collects the loose puck, though. Dropped it. Terrian from the goal line. Thought about a shot. Now he turns around the net. Terrian firing off the shoulder of Aaron, I think. Maybe the top of his mask. Hard to tell from this angle. Price pivots out high, right by the blue line. The feed to Terrian. Back to Price. Pulls the trigger. Pad save by Aaron. Best shift by the Griffins in a while. But cleared by Catholic Central's Ten Harmsel. And beyond the reach of Cohen Potter, all the way down it goes for an icing. 11:51 left in the second period. Good action as the urgency is picked up for sure for the Griffins since they fell behind 3-0. So the Cougars are going to have to stay firm here. Keep their attention on things and don't take anything for granted. Shot from the outside, save Aaron. Dajewski followed on after Schwanke's bid was turned away. Myers hooks it back into his possession, but he's bumped off the biscuit. Through center, Kwiatkowski, well-timed step up to knock Dajewski for a loop. Gainier around the outside against Parker Moore. Rolling puck. Gainier high in the zone, nearly. Took himself out of the zone. But at the last second, he backhanded it in deep. Grenier. Dajewski, number 77 in gray. Grenier back down deep on the hook play. Zepke to it in the far corner. Dajewski takes the touch. Parker Moore trying to defend him. Dajewski, blind pass out in front. Gainier's shot, gloved and held by Jacob Aaron, and no further play. 10:49 left in the second. Catholic Central's got 3 games coming up this week in the OK Conference Tournament. Stay tuned to your social channels, I guess I would say. First of its kind event. And I know I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. It gives the players something else to play for, as opposed to just playing out the string and getting ready for the regional playoffs. Mishandle out high by the Griffins. 2-on-1 potentially for Catholic Central. Hemminger's shot. And a save by Butler. Tried to turn it out in front, did Hemminger, but it was rejected by Price. So Butler makes a couple of big saves to keep his team within touch. Aaron stops this shot from Steiner from the side wall. Steiner back to it. Centered it out in front. Deflected to the point. Thornton knocked it by Hemminger. Hemminger will get to the puck, though, and clear this time. Hemminger with those red and black skates. I always see those from afar. They catch my eye for whatever reason. I think it's just the red against the blue of the Catholic Central uniforms. Cohen Potter flushed it up the wall. It's free for Kappinga to step into. Isaac Kappinga. Look at this move. Oh, but it's poked off his stick at the last second by Thornton. I feel like Kappinga is just on the verge of a breakout type of game. Just takes one play. He's close to running the gauntlet on some of these rushes. Potter, speaking of running the gauntlet, there he goes down the outside. Potter shot, save, rebound in the slot. Kapinga couldn't control. Moss guides it back softly over to Kwiatkowski, and Kwiatkowski whacks it in deep. Thornton to the far side wall. Lampman dispossessed by Kapinga, who stays tenacious on the puck. Flipped off the glass by Price, taken away by Kwiatkowski, surging in and shooting. Big rebound on the first save by Butler, and it's overskated in the slot. Moore to it, out by the blue line. He lost control. Back with it come the Griffins. Therrien, end of his shift. He shot it around the wood. In front of the net, they score, and it's Price on a beautiful setup from Lampman, and it's 3-1 with 8:40 left in the second. So the Griffins get on the board, and who else but Price scoring his 17th of the year. Big credit to Lampman for picking him out in front of the net, and Price's finish was true to the upper reaches of the goal. So M-1 Unified not done yet. It's 3-1. The Cougars were close to getting that fourth goal too, just could not get it behind. Todd Butler, who, give him credit, he's been strong after allowing 3. That time, Catholic Central just outmaneuvered at the front of the net. That's been the theme today. A lot of goals from right in tight, or a lot of action in tight on the goals that are scored. The Cougars scored 2 with some classic net front presence, responsible for those. Icing against the Griffins. The shots are 16-14 Catholic Central in this period. 8-4 in favor of the Griffins. So back to a 2-goal margin. Potter versus Therrien at the faceoff dot, and Brody Potter wins it for the Cougars. Braden Bates whacks it down the far side to the near point. Bates again to the middle on the pass from McLean. It's intercepted by Therrien. Long distance shoot in off of Aaron's stick to the far boards. Price, feels like he plays 2/3 of the game. Maybe he does. Gainier ripping a shot that fell one of the Cougars. That was Potter. Hope he's all right. Brody Potter, that is. Turned over, Stillwell. And Memphis Stillwell got the glass with that shot. Steiner turned and spun it away, but right back to Catholic Central's Bates, who ices it with 7.5 remaining in the second period. Happy to find a stable internet connection for this broadcast. Wi-Fi wasn't looking promising to start the broadcast. That's why you might not have heard some audio at the start. I had to fiddle with some things, but didn't miss too much action as it turned out. The Griffins in command. Grenier from the corner. Dajewski stripped by Henry Kwiatkowski of Catholic Central. Up the far wall, but Reynolds couldn't whack it out. Played back in behind the goal line by Thornton. Emerging Grenier against Parker Moore out of the corner. Twists, turns, looks. Now he's open. Grenier, great move, in for a shot, and it's just off the arm of Aaron and off the corner glass. Price, he cuts inside and shoots, and another save by Aaron off his stick. Jacob Aaron, heard from for Catholic Central, keeping it a 3-1 game, and it's become quite competitive all of a sudden as the Griffins have a push. Price scores! He sliced inside and put it short side. Something from nothing. Charlie Price has 2 goals in the period. 2 goals in just over 2 minutes, and it's 3-2. You can see why he's been their leading scorer 2 years running, why he wears the captain's C on his jersey. Price, a motivational leader with his effort, and he's got his team back in it. 6:34 remaining in the second period. Might not be technically unassisted, but in spirit, it was certainly unassisted. It was all Charlie Price, who didn't have much going on a solo rush. But he made it happen. Moss, he tries to do the same for Catholic Central. Kicks it along to Cohen Potter. Still a long way to go in this one. Bates drags for a better shooting angle. Lets it go. And that's off the shin pad of Gainier. And the Griffins slide it through to center. Steiner taps it back into the path of Terrian. Pull-up move inside the blue line. Cohen Potter tried to run him off. Terrian whipped it toward the front. Ten Harmsel fended it away. Kappinga wedges a Griffin off the puck. It's on to Ten Harmsel. Banks it ahead. Good pass. Finding Cooper Moss. Looking for reinforcements. Moss delays. High in the zone. His board pass off the kick plate as it horseshoes around to Braden Bates. Bates takes it again. Well, now he's stripped by Steiner, and Bates backs off as the Cougars go to work on the forecheck. Terrian emerges for the M-1 Griffins. Terrian, a toe drag and a shot, and Aaron has that one measured. Stillwell looked for a centering pass. It was picked off, though, behind the net by Braden Bates, and that's a clear, and that's an icing. 5:16 remaining in the second. I think I misspoke earlier. We are going to have the Zamboni come out between periods. I thought they didn't have time for that, but I think they will be able to do a full resurface treatment. Deflection, score! Price shot it. It was tipped down to the ice by Adam Lampman and through Aaron's legs, and the Griffins have a 3-goal rally in just over 3 minutes. Lampman from Price. Those two connect again for the second time in this period, and those two are responsible for the comeback. It was first Price from Lampman, then Price unassisted, and now Lampman from Price. And we're back on level terms with 5:12 left in the second. So now you see how the Griffins have built up a 15-7 record. They've scored 77 goals on the year now in this, their 23rd game, so just over 3 per game. And they've gotten to that point again. Parker Moore drifts a shot, so Catholic Central's got to find the pushback. Dozema below the goal line. They got to find a way to play more in the attacking end again, just like they did to build that 3-0 lead. Kwiatkowski intercepts the puck at center ice. Henry Kwiatkowski in a 3-3 game suddenly. Butler stops the puck behind his net. We've had no penalties yet in this game. I say that as Thornton toe picks. Might have been a trip, but allowed to continue on. Kwiatkowski. Head up, his pass through center, and a fine job by Carlander to knock it down, but couldn't get the pass slipped through to Kappinga. Grenier to the outside. He's got Price in front. Does this guy ever leave the ice? Well, why would you take him off if you're coach Alex Gregorich? I know that much. He's hot now. 3 points in the period for Price as he filtered behind the net, but Kappinga read the play and picked it off. Kappinga tries to clear, and now can the Cougars maybe get one back before the end of the period to get some good feeling going into the intermission. Parker Moore's backhand, intercepted at the point by Price. Price closes, shoots, it's blocked. Key play there from Kwiatkowski to get in the way and prevent that shot from getting through. Grenier turning this way in that against Kappinga behind the goal. Kappinga pinned to the boards, and it's free to Price, who swoops in. Price centers and bunted away from the front by Kwiatkowski. Thornton did keep it in momentarily. However, ladled out to center by Carlander, on to Kate Heminger down the right wing. Heminger put it in the skates of the defenseman. The Cougars are changing. Cohen Potter fresh on the ice. Heminger's pass across the blue line, taken away by Dajewski. He tried to send Zepke away. That was broken up. Dajewski charging ahead again. 2:50 left in the period. 3 goals in the period for the Griffins, 1 for the Cougars. Bates twisted away from behind the goal. Strange bounce off the boards. Schwanke forced it right back toward the front, but it's picked off by Kwiatkowski, who set sail through center. The puck is played by him. Dajewski saucers it toward the middle. Cooper Moss trying to find it. Cohen Potter bumped into Schwanke. Brody Potter shot the puck that was partially blocked. He gets to his own rebound in the corner. Brody Potter centering, Myers shooting, and that's off a leg. Steiner gave it back to Bates, and he put it on goal, and that stop made by Butler, and no further play with 2:10 to go before the break. So that's more like it for Catholic Central. Shift like that, getting multiple shot attempts. I counted 3 from that possession time. The mentality you want. Shoot and retrieve. Shoot and retrieve. Ten Harmsel, a shot off the glove of Butler, bouncing to the side of the net. Wrap around, and it goes right through the crease from Jackson Dozema. That close to putting the Cougars back ahead. But we go back the other way. Tarian force feeding toward the front. No sail. The Cougars clear. Steiner on a flip. It was deflected by Braden Bates. Under 2 to go in the period. Tarian bumps into Casey Ten Harmsel. That's quite the battle over there. Ten Harmsel slid it through, over to Heminger, off the skate of Ten Harmsel, and out the center. Catholic Central might have numbers here. Carlander dropping Bates, shot, save, rebound. Butler made another save, and it's under his pads in the crease, and the puck came loose, but the whistle sounded. And the Griffins love the effort from their goaltender, Catholic Central, breaking in with 3 men strong and just couldn't get that 4th goal to slide in, at least not yet, with 1:26 remaining in the period. Now you see why Todd Butler has a .927 save percentage on the year. He's pulled a couple back in this period that I thought might have been going in. Stopped Moss on the partial breakaway as well. Kwiatkowski, a high shot, knocked down by Potter. Shooting is Cooper Moss, and he missed the goal from the face-off circle. Braden Bates sent it along. Cohen Potter played it in behind Cooper Moss with 1:10 to go in the period. Defended by Thornton, still free. Cohen Potter looking strong in this game, but his pass out to the point was interrupted and cleared. And Kwiatkowski's got to get back and whack it away from Lampman. Toward the front, deflection, save by Aaron on Price, who nearly had a hat trick, but Aaron robs him from the doorstep. He pushed across, did the junior goalie with 51 seconds left in the second. This game's been outstanding. You always wonder with these early start times, how ready are these guys going to be to really get it ramped up intensity-wise? Well, we're there now. Wherever we needed to be, we are there in a 3-3 game. Shots are 20 apiece as well. The Cougars led 3-0. The Griffins have scored 3 in a row, but both teams continue to trade punches. Capping his dump in to the far side. Thornton turned it back on the reversal to Price. Thornton up the middle. Weak play, though. Picked off by Kappinga, but he couldn't get by Thornton. Stillwell tried to poke it by Kwiatkowski. That didn't work. Dozema's pass through center. Off his back foot, intercepted by Stillwell. He couldn't poke it by Kwiatkowski again. As those two continue to joust. Final 15 seconds of the period. Steiner whiffed on the pass. The puck's rolling a bit now. Kwiatkowski high off the window. Down it goes. Heminger, well, he was going to get there first, but it doesn't matter at this level. It's icing with 7 seconds left. The action fast and furious in the second period. 4 combined goals. Turned a 2-0 game to a 3-3 game. Brody Potter against Charlie Price at the faceoff dot. Critical faceoff just before the end of the second. And they tie up. Price turned it toward the net, but Bates got a stick in the way to deflect it. Tarian shot it toward the side of the net, and it bounces away and unable to be centered before the buzzer sounds by Steiner. That does it for the second period. 3 goals by the Griffins, 2 by Price, 1 by Lampman, countering an early strike in that period. His first as a Cougar by Casey Ten Harmsel, the sophomore defenseman. So we'll go to the third period, and the players will head off to the dressing rooms to regroup and recover for what should be an exciting final frame. Here from the MIHL Showcase at the Kennedy Recreation Center in Trenton, Michigan. This is Cougar Puck Radio. We'll be back for the third and possibly more. Keep it right here. Just about set for the third period. I'm Matt Gajtka. This is Cougar Puck Radio coming to you from Trenton, the Kennedy Recreation Center, the MIHL Showcase, an annual get-together for teams from all over the state and some out of the state as well. We're going to see St. Ed's of Cleveland play East Grand Rapids later today at this very same rink, the Feldman Rink. Great to be here. Great to have this awesome broadcast location as well. Stayevsky whacks it ahead for the M-1 Unified Griffins, who have come back from 3-0 down to tie Catholic Central. The Cougars have been fairly tenacious and consistent on the offensive end in this game. That's been encouraging. Zepke charging in to the outside, centering Stayevsky, and he gunned it over the goal from between the circles. These Griffins have found their legs in the second half of this game. Found their legs and their hands. Very creative squad, especially with Price out there, but this line's been good too. Grenier and Stayevsky and Zepke, they've also created some chances, some scoring opportunities. Zepke, a wobbling shot, blocked out high. Pushed down the boards and out to the point. Schwanke guns it deeper to the far wing. It horseshoes around for Carson Carlander. His lead pass, Kate Heminger. Heminger looks and stuffed it off the skate of Zepke. Carlander backhands it along. He heads off for a change. Heminger in after it, left it behind. And it's Luke Schwanke. 4 goals on the year from the blue line, but turned it over to Braden Bates, who's got jets in his skates to start the period, but he's stripped by Stillwell. Stillwell shot. Ten Harmsel got a skate in the way to block it. Terrian battling hard. Steiner centered, looking for Stillwell in front. Instead, Braden Bates is right there, and he clears right up the middle of the ice. Moss on it. Oh, the Cougars have to wait up as he's in the attacking zone. Would have been offside. Tough break, but here they come again, capping it down the wall. And he has his play broken up. Terrian on the counter to the far side. A pass. Steiner couldn't lasso it. Cohen Potter, who opened the scoring for Catholic Central, has control and dumped it down the wall. 2 minutes into the third. The Cougars trying to get something out of this trip tangibly before they head back to West Michigan for the OK Conference Tournament this week, starting on Wednesday at Griff's Georgetown. We'll have that first round game for you, guaranteed on Cougar Puck Radio. Kwiatkowski hacks it off the far boards. Terrian slaps it, blocked behind the net. Terrian got it back. Got around a little pick play. Terrian, a shot short side, fought off by Aaron. Terrian centered Price, hat-trick goal. Price came right down the slot and one-timed it in. Off the pass from the corner. It was Steiner, I think, who threw it there. And Price drove it home for his 19th of the season, 3rd of the game, and the Griffins have their first lead of the morning with 14:15 to go in regulation time. Well, that line has been relentless for the M-1 Unified Griffins. Sound like Steiner and Terrian got the assists, and off an extended offensive zone possession, the Griffins have the lead. Carlander finessed it in deep. Butler touched it behind the net. Carlander just missed picking off that pass. Now he's got it, does Carson Carlander. Stick handling toward the middle, lobbed a shot, tricky one. Butler pins it to his chest and hangs on for the whistle. So 4 in a row for the Griffins. This is a team that won 10 of 11 games for a stretch of this season. They started 4-4. Then they won 10 of 11 from December 20th to January 20th. They lost a home-and-home both games to Clarkston, who was a top 10 ranked team in the state. And then they beat Bay Reps to open this event on Thursday. Ten Harmsel's backhand still well, swept it away but not out. Braden Bates sent to the corner. Schwanke retrieves for the Griffins. Zipped along to Stillwell. He sets up shop in the attacking end. Got around Ten Harmsel to the corner. Center, Terrian shot it. And where is the puck? That might be in the goal. No, it's at the side of the net. Where did that end up? That was crazy. It just disappeared. I thought Aaron might have had it. It might have sneaked between the goal frame and that padding on the outside of the apron there, on the outside of the goal. That was strange. Terrian thought he might have put it in, but it was anybody's guess. That's odd. Okay, Catholic Central stays just down one, and they're going to get a power play. First penalty of the game. Delayed call. Aaron's off for the extra attacker. Kappinga. Good pass through center. Carlander dropped it off. Braden Bates back to Carlander. From the sidewall to Bates. One touch, and Catholic Central's got to regroup at center ice. So they've got this possession, and then they've got a power play coming up if they don't score on this possession. Carlander protecting the puck. Left it for Potter. Run off on a hard check from Grenier, and there's the penalty as the Griffins do touch up. With 12:11 left in the third. The penalty to Keeson Grenier. As he whacked the stick out of the hands of Carlander. So here's the chance. After the stick foul called, and the Cougars control it. Steered back to the point. Braden Bates a shot. Butler cradles and holds. And we'll do it again from that face-off dot. 7 seconds into the advantage. They bang away, and again, tap back to the point. Bates to Moss, closes, and he thought about a drop pass. Instead, he'll feed shortly off to Kappinga. He swings to the inside to Kwiatkowski, back to Kappinga, takes it off his skate. Isaac Kappinga surrounds the net. Bates. And back to Kappinga. Closing to the face-off circle. Kappinga got a whack at it, but couldn't put it on goal. Just trying to power his way through to the blue line. Kwiatkowski scored already in this game, but his shot was blocked. He has scored and he has set up a goal with a shot as well, has Kwiatkowski. Both he and Cohen Potter with 2-point mornings so far. Oh, and a penalty called. A penalty on the far wall. Kwiatkowski made a strong play to hold it in, but it's not going to matter. We're going to go to 4-on-4 for the next minute and 4 as high sticking has been called against Catholic Central. So no penalties the whole game, and then we get 2 in the span of about a minute. Moss to the penalty box. And that one stings, but still 4-on-4. In theory, benefits the team trailing because they want to generate offense. So Catholic Central officially 0 for 1 on the power play after the Moss high sticking minor cancels out the rest of the advantage. Ten Harmsel. Serpentine through center, had it poked off his stick, but right back to Heminger. His shot goes high off the glass. McLean tried to whack it in from the side of the net. Didn't work out. A lot of open ice. Price already has 3 in this game. Headmans it over to Zepke to the front of the net for Price, and he just punched it wide of the goal, looking for his 4th. Charlie Price. Told you he was the man to watch for the Griffins coming in, and he has been as advertised with 3 goals and an assist, as the Griffins have come back from 3-0 down. McLean in front of his own bench. He's got Heminger with him. McLean carrying in to the forehand, and it bounced off his skates. He's exhausted. He's got to get off the ice. Final 6 seconds of the 4-on-4. Stepping up, Kwiatkowski, a shot deflected off the pad of Butler. And now the power play begins for the Griffins. Price off the wall. Zepke doubling back to create some space. Heminger nearly broke up that pass, but it still zipped through to Thornton. He pokes it to the far wing and sifted deep by Charlie Price. Kwiatkowski couldn't massage it around to the near side. Instead, it's cleared by Parker Moore. Price on it. There's a stick on the ice in the attacking zone for the Griffins. I don't know who it belongs to. Everyone appears to have a twig. Someone who has gone off to the bench, apparently. Gainier with 15 seconds to go on Moss's penalty. Right by that stick on the ice, right to the net, and he couldn't get the forehand shot away as he was checked off the puck. Again, Gainier, wrister, deflected over the high glass and out of play. 9:17 left, and we're down to 3 seconds to go on the abbreviated M-1 Griffins power play. Looks like might not produce anything, but still the Griffins maintain a 4-3 lead. Flicked ahead for Cohen Potter. Potter to the outside, shot save, rebound Moss, and we couldn't let it go. A chance there for Kappinga, and his shot was blocked. Great opportunity. Kappinga again, blocked again by Schwanke this time, and cleared by Kwiatkowski. The Cougars are knocking at that door, trying to tie this game up. Get back into it, maybe force a shootout. Well, still a long way to go. Still plenty of time for either team to come out of here with a regulation victory. Kappinga, aerial feed. Potter, Cohen Potter to it. In the corner. Pushed it back behind the net. Cooper Moss tried to kick it to his stick, didn't work. Dajewski one-hands it to center. Moss and Potter off to the bench. The Cougars change lines. Carlander's out there. Heminger joins the fray as well. Braden Bates skating it in. Bates' shot save, Butler rebound in front of the net. Heminger that close, but ushered out to safety by Grenier. Poked off his twig to Dajewski. He was stymied at center. Carlander shooting off the skate of Thornton to the far side corner. Heminger in after it. Carlander's backhand bouncing around and whacked out of the air and down into the neutral ice area for Ten Harmsel. He goes against the grain. Effective pass up to Bates. Left it behind. Carlander toward the middle. Bouncing in the low slot again. Well, the Cougars are just causing havoc in this game consistently by getting pucks and bodies to the front. It's been effective. Can it lead to at least one more goal here? Heminger from center red. Whiffed on the shoot-in. Ten Harmsel couldn't flag it out of the atmosphere. Kwiatkowski saves the day as it's jammed along behind the net. Ten Harmsel behind the goal. Kwiatkowski cleared off the near side boards, and out it goes for an icing. 7:10 left in the third period. Potter, McLean, and Myers the line for Catholic Central. McLean blocked the point shot from Thornton. Dish behind the Catholic Central net again. 7 minutes to go in regulation time. Nice bump set for Brody Potter, who's got a head of steam. Here he comes, shooting. Blocker saved by Butler, and it jumps up into the rafters, out of play. Catholic Central has the OK tournament coming up this week, and then they do have one more regular season game as well. I believe that's on the 14th against Caledonia. Shot by Cooper Moss. Oh, that one looked good when he let it go, but it might have just hit the outside of the net. The Cougars have to go fish. Kwiatkowski with one hand on the stick, pushed it over to his defense partner, Parker Moore. Back to Henry Kwiatkowski. He directs it forward. Stillwell takes it back for the Griffins. Price on far wing. the hat-trick hero so far in this game. Charlie Price offside. M-1 Unified on the chip-in by Steiner. 6:23 remaining. The game before us on this stage, the Feldman Rink, went to a shootout, 4-4 between Sault Ste. Marie and Northville. Didn't get a chance to see Sault Ste. Marie this year. The last couple of years the Cougars have played them, but not this season. Moss reached out to get a piece of that dump in, so it's no icing. The Cougars go to work. They've been effective from below the goal line in this game, but not in this circumstance. Moore takes it back. Skitters it over to the corner of Kwiatkowski. 27 shots on goal for Catholic Central, 22 for the M-1 Unified Griffins. And another puck out of play on the reach by Kwiatkowski. Schwanke tried to clear unsuccessfully. .546 remaining. The Griffins have just had a little bit more finishing touch. That's been the difference in this game. Otherwise, pretty even shots and scoring opportunities. I would say just eyeballing it. Ten Harmsel clears it across. Bates shot. Glove save by Butler, and he holds with 5:40 remaining. Braden Bates, 6 goals on the season, 13 total points. He's the career active leader for the Cougars in assists and points. 25 assists, 36 total points. And this is 3rd varsity season. Cooper Moss and Isaac Kapinga each have 15 goals. They are active leaders in that category for Catholic Central. Price surging in. Poke check, though. The Cougars just converged on him. It's the best way to defend against a guy like that. Get bodies after him. Dajewski wanted to poke it on frame. Aaron, I believe, made a save there. Heminger lowers the shoulder, shoots, and it's deflected to the glass. Ten Harmsel hammered it off the outside of the net. Ten Harmsel, who has a goal in this game, centered it. Backhand by Heminger, and it goes wide. Solid scoring chance again for Catholic Central. Dajewski shooting off the stick of Ten Harmsel. Behind the net, Dajewski centers, looking for Grenier. And the puck pinballing around. Dajewski settles and fires. Save by Aaron with a glove, and no further play. 4:36 left. Just one goal in this period, scored by Charlie Price on a setup by Steiner. That was very early on in this period to give the Griffins their first lead of the morning. Just past 11 o'clock on this first day of February 2025. Steiner protecting. Tried to hand it off. The Cougars got in the way of that. Both Moore and Brody Potter digging after it like coal miners behind the net. And Potter finally wins that battle. Brody Potter couldn't snap it by Terrian, though. Tenacious on the forecheck. Terrian got it back. Pass to Schwanke. Wrister. Aaron saw it through traffic and gloved it head high. 4:06 left in the third. We've just had one penalty to each side, and they came a minute apart earlier in this period, so neither team has had one full power play in this game. 7 goals on the board, all of them at even strength. Memphis Stillwell. Stutter step move, pass to the point. Schwanke, Terrian rejoins the fray. Push toward the front, backhand chance on the rebound by Steiner, and the whistle sounds. The referee says that's my bad. The Cougars get a break on the early stoppage, although Steiner missed on the rebound. Steiner, 18 assists coming in, second on the team to Price. Steiner, Terrian, and Price. It's a potent top line. But now it's Schwanke, the defenseman, wristing off a leg. Kapinga takes it back for Catholic Central, but it's poked off his stick. Schwanke shot, and right through Aaron and wide. Well, the Griffins that close to a fifth, but Catholic Central stays alive. Moore emerging from behind his net. His pass was behind Cohen Potter. He tried to kick it to his stick. Didn't work, but Moore follows on at center. 3:22 left in the third period. Kwiatkowski sends it up off the glass, and it's on into the path of Cooper Moss. Pulling up, but he couldn't get the shot off cleanly as Schwanke rammed into him. Kappinger and Cohen Potter converge in the corner with exactly 3 minutes to go in the third. Potter's pass, Kwiatkowski changes the angle, shot it, but it was blocked by Lampman. He faced up the shot. One of the Griffins lost a glove. That's Jacob Carter, but he still cleared it around. It horseshoes over to Braden Bates' side and picked up and smacked the distance by Schwanke for an icing against M1. The shots are 28-26 Catholic Central. That means they're 8-6 in this third period in their favor. They got to get one, though. Aaron still in net, down to our left. The Griffins control the faceoff. Thornton gunned it around and chopped out of the zone by Dejevsky. Braden Bates has to go back forward. It's not far enough for icing, just barely. Bates' flip off the sideboards. The puck bouncing. Dozema, oh, he nearly got there against Price, who was at a total standstill. If Dozema can take that puck, it might be a clear scoring chance. Bates rips that pass across to Heminger. And he turned it over to Dejevsky, did Heminger. And so Ten Harmsel has to head back for it. He's under heavy pressure. Aaron swats it away with Ethan Zepke causing all sorts of chaos. And the net got knocked off because of Zepke's drive to the goal. 2:06 left. And I think the faceoff, well, they're going to discuss where the faceoff should be. Zepke was responsible for the net coming off, so I would argue it should be out at center. And that's what they're going to do. Nice example of the men in stripes getting together to make the right call. Collaboration. In a 4-3 game, Kappinger pushed the puck to the far boards off the face-off, and it's hammered in deep by the Griffins. Moore angles it off the boards to Moss. He couldn't get by Thornton right below us. Kappinger pulls it off the boards, played it to open space, but there's Price waiting for it, and he sends off the glass. Kwiatkowski dragging it with that long stick and forces it up into the attacking zone. 1:40 left. Aaron still in his net. The Cougars with 5 skaters out there for the meantime as Bates turned it over to Terrian. Terrian back with Stillwell. Terrian drag move. Fended off nicely by Cooper Moss. Terrian high in the zone. Sped a pass down low that Kwiatkowski deflected and then pushed away to the end boards. 1:13 left. Thornton stepping up the wall, shooting, didn't get through. Kwiatkowski blocked it, but it bounces right back to Thornton. Terrian takes the handoff, rips the shot, and he missed it high to the right. 1 minute to go in the third period. Price fended down low to the corner. Steiner, his delivery to Price was off his skate and stick. And Price just trying to kill some time. Steiner got hit hard from behind. He's slow to get up to his skates. But Price maintains puck possession. 40 seconds left. Catholic Central just can't get it back at the moment. Braden Bates checks his man, sends him flying. Bates poked it toward the middle, turned it over. Terrian driving in for a chance. Saved by Aaron, but only 30 seconds left. Kwiatkowski giving off to Bates. His pass near side does not connect. Thornton jams it deep. Aaron looking to the bench. 19 seconds left. I don't know if the Cougars are going to be able to get him off. Carlander takes the lead pass. Carlander in over the line. Heminger, the late man, the shot, and it was deflected to the far corner. 7 seconds to go. Up through center. Empty net down to our left. Down it goes. Icing the call against the Griffins. 2.7 seconds left. Well, despite all their struggles to get the puck up the ice in the final minute and a half, Catholic Central got a great chance there, but Heminger's shot was partially blocked. I was hoping it might land on a Cougars stick on the far side post, but it just didn't work out, and a timeout has been taken by Catholic Central with 2.8 remaining. If you're joining us late, Catholic Central built a 3-0 lead as Cohen Potter and Casey Ten Harmsel scored their first Catholic Central goals, sandwiching a tally from the blue line by Henry Kwiatkowski. The Cougars led 2-0 after one. It was 3-0 a minute and a half into the second, but then M-1 United turned up the pressure, and the Griffins ended up getting back-to-back goals by Charlie Price, their captain and leading goal getter and point producer. He scored twice 2 minutes apart, and then he set up the deflection goal by Adam Lampman with 5:12 remaining in the second period to tie the score 3-3. In this third period, just the one goal, and guess who? It's Price again, the hat trick tally, 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the period. And ever since then, Catholic Central's had some opportunities to tie the score. Nothing clear cut. And now, coming out of the timeout, they need not a miracle, but something to go their way in a big way in the final 2.8. The drop of the puck, Price wins it back for the Griffins, slugged along the wall by Gainier, and it's over. The M-1 Unified Griffins come from 3-0 down to beat Catholic Central 4-3, despite being outshot in this game and despite scoring chances being relatively level. It was a fantastic competitive game this morning, but the Griffins emerge victorious by one. Another one-goal loss for Catholic Central. Out of their last 4 games, they've lost by 1 3 times, and then yesterday falling 2-0. So they're in all these games, but just can't quite get it over the line. Again, they get 3 goals early, just like they did against Saginaw Heritage last weekend at home, but the Cougars fall to 9-12 as they'll head home for the OK Conference Tournament coming up on Wednesday. Looks like it's going to be East Kentwood, the opponent at Griffs Georgetown. So like I said, keep it tuned into the social channels for Catholic Central hockey. Once again, one final time from the Feldman Rink here at the Kennedy Recreation Center in Trenton. Your final score, the M-1 Unified Griffins 4 and your Catholic Central Cougars 3. Congrats again to Cohen Potter and Casey Ten Harmsel for their first varsity goals. And we'll head back west to resume the schedule this week. I'm Matt Gajtka. Good afternoon, or good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and God bless. And have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll talk to you on Wednesday, once again on Cougar Puck Radio.